Okay, so I noticed one thing in this website is we have a couple tables on the home page, and if I go to the pizza page, I have a table there. I have a candy table as well. And I'd like to differentiate the styling, especially on the home page. The first thing I want to do, though, on the home page is I don't like it how these two tables are right on top of each other. So what I'd like to do is put in a couple BR tags just so that there is some separation between those two tables. So go ahead and save that and do a refresh. Okay, and so now we can see that the tables are two distinctly different tables. So what I'd like to do is just play around with the styling a little bit using an ID selector. So for this, I like this as green and white because there's grass and trees and stuff. So that kind of makes sense. So let's create an ID selector for this table up here. So there's a lot of different ways we can do that. If we look at the kind of styling we have right now, I see that I have a border of 3 pixels applied everywhere, and I'm fine with that. I'm mostly interested in the font and the color. So I see that for header and data cells, I align the center, I control the height, and I even center vertically and horizontally. Now, one thing I think I might want to differentiate between the two tables is what's going on in the header here. So, in terms of the background color and the color of the font, and maybe even selecting a different font altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and let's create another ID selector, and we'll call this one pizza header. So then I know exactly what it's used for. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to pick some different colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy from above just so we have less typing to do. But now I want to go to my color wheel on W3 schools. I'm just going to get to the home page, and if I scroll down far enough, I'm going to pick something. So I'm going to look, I like blue, so let me try to find a blue color that I like. How about this one? So I'm going to grab this color and do a Control C. I'm going to paste that in there. And I'm going to look for, let's see, what might look good. How about a light pink? Not that that makes a lot of sense, but just for demo purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Okay, so now I've created an ID selector for the pizza header. So now I need to apply that. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to my home page. I'm going to find that table, which is here. And here are my header cells. And what I can do is I can style the entire row. Then that will be applied to all of the header cells. So in case I forgot what I called it, I can always go back, copy the name, and I can go back to my index page, paste in the ID attribute name, and I can go ahead and save it. Make sure you also save your styling sheet. And click off, and I think I already saved it because it's not. Okay, so now if I go to do a refresh, and something didn't work. So let's go back and investigate. Pizza header is what it's called. Okay, I think maybe what we need to do is we can't do it here, so I'm going to cut it out and let's put it inside the header cells. And I'm going to go ahead and save that, and let's try it again. And so now this time you can see that it worked, and that looks pretty good, in my opinion. Looks pretty good. So now we see the difference. So once you create a styling, you can use it anywhere in your website. So I can even go to the pizza HTML page and I can find the header cells for the pizza page. So for example, so when I click on this link, I want this to look like this, since it's basically the same table. So all I really need to do, and I can do a little bit of stealing here, I've already typed up ID equal pizza header on my home page. So now I can go to the pizza page. I can find those header cells, which they are right here, and I can paste that styling. I'm sorry, I can paste that ID attribute link to my styling right there, and I can save it. And so now if I go to pizza pies, I can see that now my attribute for pizza header has been applied here and also here. And I think that'll do it for ID selector. And now we're going to talk about the class selector.